large spike in law enforcement officers shot and killed in the line of duty has local law enforcement concerned. Good evening and thank you for choosing ABC6. I'm James Wilcox.
And I'm Laura Lee. Numbers released by the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund show there is a more than 100% increase in the number of officers shot and killed this year compared to last year at this time.
These numbers being released 2 months after a police officer up in Fargo, North Dakota was shot and killed while on duty. ABC6 News reporter Ben Henry spoke with local law enforcement about the most dangerous part of the job.
You know, this year has just started off really in a tough place across the country.
Olmsted County Sheriff Kevin Torgerson reflects on the number of law enforcement officers killed by gunfire around the country this year, 17. A number that's up 113% from last year at this time.
There's no question it's concerning. Are there more people out there that are willing to do us some harm? Yeah, I think there's an environment right now. I think anybody would be willing to admit that the country right now is there's a lot of negative feelings toward local law enforcement.
In February, law enforcement lost Jason Moser, a 6-year veteran of the Fargo Police Department, and it wasn't just the law enforcement community who lost someone.
Jason was a very much this is who I am, take it or leave it kind of person. He put it all out there on the table and this is me, like it or leave it kind of guy.
Jason and his wife Rachel had 2 children. She says she too realizes the unrest law enforcement is dealing with.
I think what helps too is that him and I talked about this so much. We talked about this being a possibility with everything that's been going on in law enforcement for, you know, especially over this last year.
We have these kinds of spikes in a sense. It's not acceptable by any means.
Sheriff Torgerson said a big thing it comes down to is officer training, but also says there are some things one can't expect.
You can't predict every circumstance that may come the way of an officer who's on a traffic stop right now somewhere in this country. Who knows what's happening, and you know, God bless them. You know, I hope they're okay and they go home at night. That's what we always hope for.
Ben Henry, ABC 6 News.
There have been 17 law enforcement officers killed by gunfire this year nationwide. There were 8 deaths at this time last year.